I'm wrong.
Duratio.
BC.
That's our special guest. You know what I'm saying? BC from Shy.
From
You
the
already
Shy.
know what I'm
Shy
talking
Rap.
about. I'm about to move into the next topic. This one is more deeper, more questioning, and it should be more relatable. So, my dad has an apartment. You know what I'm saying? He's a real estate developer. Or I wouldn't say developer, but he has real estate, properties and things like that. He buys and sells them, things of that nature. But for this one apartment, he let my cousin stay there because his sister, his nephew, I guess you could say, he let his nephew stay there because his sister passed away, Rip Monty Terry, for a whole year, rent free. And this cousin trashed the whole apartment. I'm talking about right now, we got to gut it, get it all the way. Everything got to get redone in that apartment building. And I was just like, and then the second example is he has another house that was treated the same way. It had a put on for somebody to get in and treated the exact same way. So for me, we was talking about being kind and stuff, and they all reflections of me. And he like a person developing the field that's getting hit hard with it. And I was just like, at that point, you might as well just treat them regular. So then you can't even get, if they treat like that, you at least was getting your slice of the pie, then trying to give them a helping hand, and they turn around and stab you. And I was just like, what was your thoughts on that? And why do people even do that? Like, how can you siphon out who doing that? Because at this point, make me not even want to have no helping hands.
So
if that make any sense.
you're saying he had people that was using him. That's all. That's what you're saying.
Basically, he gave a helping.
Using them for-
Misuse.
yeah,
You
misuse
can use
exactly.
people, just don't misuse them.
Yeah,
Misusing for his niceness.
yeah, basically, like he
First
gave him a helping hand, and they bit his hand.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Ooh.
So the question is, how are you gonna siphon people out? Like, because I don't want to be in that position.
How do you siphon those people out?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
When we start,
Go ahead.
listen. The thing is, to me, I feel like that's normal. A lot of people can relate to that. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to family. That's the whole thing. You know what I mean? When if it's an outsider that's not family, then you charge them rent.
Yeah.
You make them accountable for what
Yeah,
they did,
yeah.
as far as lawsuits, as far as court actions and stuff like that. Because that's different. When it's family, of course, you ain't gonna go that far.
Yeah.
So when you trying to give somebody a helping hand, you make stipulations and rules. But when you make stipulations
Hold on,
and
say it slow.
rules,
Say it again. Say that again and say it a little slower.
when you do give somebody a helping hand, like your father did, you say your father.
Yeah.
When you give somebody in your family a helping hand, and you give them something until they get on their feet. When you give them something until they get on their feet, like a house or apartment, you make rules for them. And when you make rules for them and they break those rules, you have to check up on people. When they break those rules, when you go in there and you see the house, you have to go check up on them. When you see that the house is not being maintained a certain type of way, you got to stand on that. Oh, look, if it's not kept back up to par, look, I gotta have you move out of this property. Because when you do stuff for family, like I'm the same way. When you do stuff for family, they're gonna. Most of the time, you have family members that's gonna take advantage of that because they don't. When something's not yours, you don't hold it. You don't care about it as much.
Yeah.
So Billy's dad told me this yesterday. He said, when you have something, you treat it like it's your last. Whatever it is. We was talking about vehicles at the time. I don't care how old it is, what it is. You have it, you treat it like that's your last one. You treat it good as best you can. You maintain it. So that's the same thing. People don't do that for other people's things. So if it was his house, he wouldn't have not done that to the house. You see what I'm saying? He wouldn't have treated it like that. You know what I mean? But it was your father's house, it was something that was given to him. His apartment, something that was given to him. So it was like the care was much lower. So the thing is, to cipher that out, you make rules. Or you charge people. You know what I mean? You have to charge people something. It costs to go through life. I don't care if you know what I mean? It costs something. So, because you give somebody something, okay, I give you, for a year is too long for me. I give you 2 months free, and then by then you should have a job. Okay, show me your progress then. If I'm going to give you this for a year, show me your progress through the year. In 2 months, I need you to have a job. 3 months, I need you to have a vehicle. 4 months, I need you to have this. If you ain't paying no rent, I need you to have these things.
So you just got to be a little bit more strict on it. You can't be too kind. Don't be too kind.
That's too big
That's too big. Is that too big?
to me.
Oh. How else would I push that forward? Don't let them run over you. He was being a little bit ran over. As in, allowing it to
basically
go on
like
to
be more a little bit more practical about it.
he should
Like
have
more example.
he
like,
should
real
have
life.
stepped in a little. I mean,
Earlier?
It don't make it. Yeah, it don't make a difference on what happened to the apartment. But
Uh-huh.
if he would have stepped in earlier, he would have saved more money.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
that
saying.
makes sense. That makes sense. So basically, check up on them. I check up on them and give your hand out with strings attached. Is what it
Yes,
sounds
of
like.
course,
Yeah.
because you have to prepare. Listen, you have to. Because what is this person gonna do when once you're not there or once you can't give them? And now, if he in his mind was like, okay, I'm gonna give this person the house as long as they need it. It doesn't matter how long that is. Then that's different. If you was like, okay, look, about a year or so, you know what I mean? Then you have to have stipulations to that. You have to be like, I need to see your progression.
Yeah.
Or this person just wouldn't just be sitting there doing nothing because they living for nothing.
That's tough.
You know what I
That's
mean?
tough. That's
And that's
really rough.
helping them, not just
Yeah.
helping you, because he wasn't getting nothing out of it anyway.
nothing.
So if you're gonna help them, you got to help them succeed too. You can't just help them by giving them a place to live. That's minimal help right there. You know what I mean? You got to help them by giving them stipulations and helping them push forward. Yeah. So that you have to. You know what I mean? And it won't work without that. I don't think it will. You know what I mean?
no.
'Cause people gonna run over you in life. That's just what they do.
So